think we're rolling. Let's see. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining. So we're gonna wait. We got some people joining now. What's up, Logan? How's it going, buddy? What's up, Alex? Kenny, I see you. What's up, guys? So we got some people joining now. So feel free to just fire away questions as you please. It doesn't matter, any topic. Kicking, recruiting, form, technique, life. Shoot away any questions you want. Let's just chat it up. Tips for punters to get more distance from Logan. Well, Logan, I think that depends on a couple different things. Me personally, I don't specialize in punting. That's Coach Will Goggins. He's our director of punting here in Texas. So I would probably shoot him a DM. He probably could answer that a little bit better than I could personally. Like I said, my main focus is kicking. But I know one thing that's very important in punting is the drop. The steps, not overstriding. Having a good, nice drop, flat drop there. But yeah, shoot Will Goggins a DM or Coach McCabe, and they'll probably give you some better punter tips. Let's see. What's some tips for recruiting from Jix Vanny? I don't know your real name, but that's your IG name. What's some tips from recruiting? DM coaches, man. You should be hitting coaches in their inbox constantly. Hey, coach, what's the situation? One, you need to do your homework. Do your homework. Find out what schools have guys who are upperclassmen, what school maybe just offered somebody in your class or the year before you. Obviously, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're sitting there trying to get recruited by a guy who just offered a year before you or 2 years before you a scholarship. So I would look at every different level, 1A, 1AA, D2, D3, and kind of start getting to these coaches' DMs, shooting them your film. You need good workout tape. Make sure you're doing like live operations, snap hole kicks, getting 8-10 reps at a time, getting their DMs, see what their situation's like, tell them you want to come see their campus, tell them you're interested. Dylan, do I know any coaches in North Dakota? I do not. What's good, Kicker Central? I do not know any coaches in North Dakota. Not that there's not any out there. I just personally don't know any. I know we have a coach, Coach Ben Fentress in Wyoming. If you ever want to, get up there and see him, that'd be a great fix for you. But in North Dakota, I'm not 100% sure. Do you know any coaches in Vans? What's Vans? Oh, VA. Yeah, Coach Jimmy Howe. We have Coach Jimmy Howe. He punted at UVA. He runs our location there in Virginia. His Instagram's, one-on-one kicking VA, I believe. He'd be a good guy to reach out to, Coach Jimmy Howe. What up, Kenny? So Kenny's got any tips for guys out there to stay motivated with not knowing if they'll have a fall, spring season? Yeah, dude, obviously 2020's been tough on everybody, right? Everybody's fighting like different adversities that they're going through, not only personally, but like with the team, the season, the whole deal is control the controllable. Stay tight on your faith. Keep training, keep believing, because you always want to be ready for the opportunity. Because like I said, we got to control the controllable here. We don't know what's coming in the future, so just stay ready. Believe in it. Stay tight to your faith. Reen, how can we get more distance on field goals and kickoffs? So we'll go kickoffs first. So I'm a big believer in kickoffs just being kickoffs is all about your approach. To me personally, it's all about having a great rhythm and tempo on your approach and great stride patterns. If you look at some of these guys at the higher level, look at their pattern to the ball. Always smooth, good momentum flowing through. A lot of guys on their kickoffs tend to get choppy with their steps. We got to find a smooth step pattern to get the ultimate results you're looking for. And on field goals, kind of the same thing. It's kind of tough to say without seeing your form or seeing how you hit the ball. But, steps, your approach on field goals, everything, that's got to be your bread and butter. Your 3 back, 2 over, that's got to be bread and butter. Your approach to the ball has got to be bread and butter every time to get the same result you're looking for. Ball contact's obviously huge on field goal as well, making sure your foot's locked out, getting a nice, clean contact off the ball. If you shoot me some film in one-on-one kicking Texas DM, I'll look at it and shoot you some tips back. Yeah, any of y'all that want to, shoot film, I'm more than willing to evaluate it, obviously, after time. The jack kicker. How do I shake my tryout jitters affecting my kicking? You got to get out of your own head, man. It's something you've done a million times. You train for the moment. You got to go out there and enjoy the moment. Don't let it be more than what it is. Never too high, never too low. Just level head, stay smooth, and keep doing it. Johnny Heck, what's up, baby? Great game the other night, man. You're killing it. Much love to you too, brother. Kicker Central. Do you know if one-on-one will continue to add more Canadian locations outside of MTL? I'm not 100% sure. I hope so. I know there's a great pool of talent up there, and it's the more opportunity we can get to get people better is ultimately going to evolve our craft, and it's going to evolve our sport. So I'm all for it, man. The more, the better. Me personally, I'm not into the cold, so I don't know if I'll be going up to Canada, but hopefully somebody will. Josh Plaster, Arizona State. What's up, man? How important is film study? It's huge. Obviously, you don't want to overstress. I wouldn't beat yourself up about it. I always kind of go off the thing, in order to fix it, you gotta hear somebody say it. You gotta feel it. You gotta see it. Then you can fix it. So with that being said, I always you're one of my guys that I've trained before. Go over your film from the session before, but don't harp on it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Look at it, see what you need to do better, and move on. No big deal. Jix Vonnie, how do we get to train with y'all, camps and stuff, if you guys are doing them? Well, it kind of just depends on where you're at. So we don't really do big camps. We're more of a training. We focus on just the training aspect of things. There's a bunch of great camps out there that do the exposures and the ranking camps, and those are all great. I would look into those. But us personally, depending on where you are, we focus training only. So we have locations kind of all over the country. I'd look up our website, oneononekicking.camps.com, and see if there's a location around you and reach out to that coach and see if you can go from there. I'm in Texas. I know we got Alabama, we got Florida, we got Georgia, Virginia, New York, New Jersey. We got great coaches all around the country. So, look and see if there's a location near you. Jonah, how do I transition from a 2-inch to a 1 block going into junior year? You just got to roll with it. Hopefully you got your 1-inch by now, and you just got to roll with it, man. Obviously your plant's going to adjust a little bit. That 2-inch tee's got the ball elevated up pretty high, so we got to have a pretty shallow plant to get leg lock there. So I'd always tell my guys, when you're starting off with that transition, try to get the tip of the shoe or the top of the big toe even with the tip of the tee, and try to go from there. And the main thing is you just got to adjust that plant foot just slightly. And but it shouldn't be too tough of a transition. I think you'll hit a little more of the meat of the ball instead of underneath the ball. So it shouldn't be too big of a transition for you, Jonah. I think main thing is just make sure that plant foot's down, and you should be good. Get Like Jay. What's up, Get Like Jay? How do I get in touch with the Pensacola division? I would reach out on our social media platforms. I know Coach McCabe offers his email on our website. I would email Coach McCabe directly because he runs that location, and tell him you're interested in training. Also, I would go to our website, oneononekicking.camps.com, and go into our Pensacola location tab and register for a free session there. And it'll send Coach all your contact information. He should reach out to you about getting you to the next session. Do all, if any, NFL teams have walk-on tryouts? Austin Carney. What's up, Austin? That's a good question. I would say no. I know a lot of teams offer a local day. I know here in Dallas they do. Pretty much, I know the Cowboys, like all the local college guys, get to come to, I guess, like a miniature pro day at the Cowboys facility. I'm not sure if all the teams offer that, but it's something to look into on my end. And I'd probably maybe ask Coach McCabe too, because I personally don't know the answer to that question. But I would think they all have a local pro day, so wherever you're local, if you have a team locally, I would try to, reach out to their scouting department. J-Pod 3046. What's the ideal kicking range to work up to for colleges to give scholarships, field goal, and kickoffs? It just depends, man. Obviously, to me personally, you got to be money 50 and in. That's got to be your bread and butter there. Obviously you want to show that you can hit the big ball, that you can hit the 55, the 60-yard rep. A lot of guys are hitting big balls now. It's more of a common thing opposed to like when I was growing up. If you hit a 60-yard field goal, it's a big deal. Now you see guys kind of maxing that out a little more. I would say your bread and butter needs to be 45 and in, and you definitely want to showcase that you can hit a 50-plus yard ball. You don't have to hit the 65, 70-yard ball. Does that help showing you got a big leg? Absolutely, but it's not necessarily. I would show great consistency, 45, 50 and in, and then I would show that you can hit a 55, 58-yard ball. Let's see. Should you film your workouts regularly? Absolutely. Especially if you're trying to get recruited. Guys, if you're trying to get recruited, you need to take it upon yourself to average. You're your own brand. You're representing yourself. You need to get as much live operation with your snapper and holder as you can. You need to, any film you can get is great. That's just more like to your resume there, and you can send that to coaches more. But obviously the live film is a little more important than just like kicking off the sticks there. But all film's good film. I mean, that doesn't mean you have to film every rep you take, but you definitely need to set aside a couple of days a week to get with your snapper and holder and try to get somebody to film from behind, dad, brother, little sister, grandma, it doesn't matter. But yeah, definitely film your workouts. Marco Not Polo, what's up? Who is your favorite instructor out of all your locations? That's a great question. I grew up around Coach McCabe. I was very fortunate to have him throughout my whole high school career. So shout out to Coach Mike McCabe. That's my guy. I love everybody, but that's my dude, Coach McCabe. Josh, what are your go-to drills for field goals? My go-to drills, I'm a big believer in the one-step. You know what I'm saying? The one-step is a great power step into the ball. So we definitely need to have a good transition into our, one-step into the ball there. No step, it just kind of depends. People do no steps a lot of different ways. I think it can be good. It can be bad too if you're doing it in some ways that aren't, necessarily realistic to what you're going to try to match up into a full step. That's the main thing. When we're doing a no step or a one step or even a full step and we're working on things, they need to be realistic, right? So I don't want to put my body in a position that I'm probably never going to be in throughout a full step rep. To me, that's just kind of a little unrealistic. But one step to me is huge. That's your power step. That's your drive step into the ball. I mean, that's got to be on point every time to match up a nice perfect plant and into a smooth transition through the ball. So a one step is huge. Because obviously when you transition to the full step, you're just kind of rolling into the one step to roll through the plant through the ball. So I would say one step is my go-to, and that's my bread and butter. Hey, Mama Heck. Justin, what's up, Jay? Money. What are some good things you can do mentally before games? Me personally, just get yourself in a namaste. I mean, everybody's obviously a little bit different how they like to approach game day. Me personally, I like to be a little more peace at mind. I mean, one thing, you got to know yourself individually to know what kind of mindset you want to be in to perform at a high level. To me, we play a very emotional position, very up and down position. So I kind of always like to be on a namaste where I'm very level headed. I'm not too hype, but I'm not too down either. I'm just a good level head, very cautious, I guess, and aware of what's going on, but, still relaxed where I'm not uptight, because ultimately we're going out there for 10, 15 seconds at a time. If you spend the whole 5 hours, a couple hours leading up into the game, stressing about the performance that you got to put on, I think it kind of exhausts you mentally. So, you've obviously prepared, J Money. I've seen your hard work for the game. So just going in with a relaxed mind, a cool, easy mindset, and just being smooth and doing what you train, man. Go out there and enjoy it. Now, from Sunday trainings, you actually get to go show people what you've been working on. So just, find a good namaste, good music. A lot of people, me personally, I like the rap music, the boom boom music, and then more towards game time, I like a little more low key music. Some Zach Brown bands, some things like that, just a little more chill to get my mind right. But everybody's a little different. Are girls allowed to join one-on-one kicking? Absolutely, Hannah. Would love to have you. Jonathan, any advice for getting more height off the ground? Johnny says Dawson Zimmer. Yeah, shout out to Dawson Zimmerman. He's the man. Former punter at Clemson. He runs our punting location in Atlanta. He's the man. Any advice for getting more height off the ground? Yeah, once again, everything kind of goes back to the plant foot. To me, I'm a big believer in the plant foot is a huge part of what we do, and it kind of aligns the hips and it sets everything up to transition. So I would kind of need to see it based off where your plan is. If you struggle being shallow, do you get too deep? And obviously, body position and getting leg locks, everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your body in a great position when you get to your plant to achieve leg lock and transition through the rep and through the target. So shoot me some film. Let me see what you got going on, and maybe I can answer that better. Anthony Boosie, I want to sign up. Well, sign up, brother. We offer our first sessions free. Find a location near you. Register for a free session and come out and grind with us, man. We'd love to have you, Anthony. Young Bull Lonnie, what's up? How's it going? Get like Jay. So you mentioned us being our own brand. So going from high school to college, what are some important things you would say to aid the process from high school to college? Let me make sure I'm understanding that correctly. Yeah, so obviously, guys, we live in a social media world where the platforms we have, it's like I tell my guys all the time, use my platform. When you're training, you do film, you're ultimately trying to build your resume, right? You're trying to get people to, exposure to people who might want to recruit you. So use these platforms. Like I said, there's a lot of great exposure camps. Start going to these camps. Get yourself out there at these guys on social medias, because ultimately what they're going to do is repost it on their platform. So now you have your platform showing it, their platform showing it, and then if you add a couple other people, now you got their platform showing it. So now you got 5 or 6 different audiences seeing what you got going on and going to multiple platforms. So that's how you're building your brand, is brand recognition, right? I'm wearing one-on-one kicking stuff. I'm on the one-on, this is a brand. So it's ultimately just about branding yourself. And use everybody else's platform to help you too, I hope that I answered that right for you, Jay. Any tips to increase distance on field goals from 51-0 Buttery? Yeah. I would kind of need to see it to see what you got going on to kind of evaluate where we need to go. But I'm going to go back to the bread and butter of it for me personally is obviously the steps, being consistent in the steps, being consistent in the approach, having good body language, good demeanor throughout the whole process, having a great plant foot and transitioning. Ultimately, a lot of guys come over from soccer. Is this Egan? Yes, it is. A lot of guys come over from soccer, and we strike it similarly, but we strike it, we fall out of those a lot. It's really about transition, getting your body through your target. Ultimately, your body's a lot stronger than your legs. So trying to get your body involved a little bit more and get a little more distance, I think that'll help. Adrian said, love the advice. Yeah, appreciate y'all guys joining in. Y'all got some great questions, man. Loaded Gun, y'all better listen up. Appreciate you, Loaded Gun. Bailey Kate, I can't let you in the live right now, Bailey. Give me a sec. Maybe I can let you in. Dawson is awesome. He's my online. Yeah, man, he's a great human being. I love that guy. Leg lock, absolutely. Kenny Doak, how do you recommend staying loose and warm on the sideline during a game, especially when it starts getting cold? Yeah, you play in the cold for sure, Kenny, up there in Maine. But Kenny's an All-American. He's a stud. To me personally, a lot of guys go in the net a lot during the game, right? Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, you're wearing yourself out. I like getting on the bike. If they offer a bike on your sideline, I'd ride that bike a little more and I'd be in that kicking net just to keep the blood flow in the body going. Hopefully they offer y'all big jackets up there in Maine too. But yeah, the main thing is you don't want to stand there and get tight. So, every 5-6 minutes, go hop on the bike, ride for a minute or two where your body's loose, your body's warm, and then go hit 1 or 2 in the net. But don't go hit, because you got to think a game's going to last 3 hours. You could hit 40 reps into the net, then you had 40 reps warming up into the game, and then you're going to kick 5 to hopefully 10 reps during the game. Next you know, you're at 70, 80 reps mid-game. You might need, you've hit a couple game winners. You don't want to be in overtime and go, Jesus, I'm 80 reps into my day. I'm exhausted. My back's tight. So I tried to stay on the bike a little bit and, just keep my body walking up and down the sideline stretching. Dry runs also are great too. Change, any locations near Augusta, Georgia? Yes. Coach Patrick Means. He's an OG too, man. He taught me a lot and a bunch of us guys my age a lot, man. We used to ride with Pat Means. He has a location in Savannah. I'm not sure how far Savannah is from Augusta, but man, Pat's put a lot of guys at the next level. I definitely look into one-on-one Coastal. And Coach Patrick Means, he's the man. J-Pod, what is the best pregame routine to warm up your kickoff and field goal without over kicking? Well, I mean, it kind of depends on the individual. A lot of guys like to have a higher warm-up. A lot of guys don't like to warm up as hard early. I think it's based off your preference. Obviously, get to the field, try to get to the field and get some jogging in and get the blood flowing in the body, get the quick twitch muscles in your body firing. A lot of stretching, dynamic warm-up. Don't do a whole lot of static stretching. I'd probably do a lot of movement stretching. And then, to me, dry reps are always huge because, you're doing a lot of the movement, but you're taking the kick count out of things. So I always started off doing a couple of dry reps, just moving around the field, like down the line, dry reps, dry reps, dry reps. That way I could limit my reps and still feel fresh and still feel good about, my warm-up leading into the game. So I would, maybe cut down the reps, maybe hit 3 or 4 extra points and then bounce to your hashes. Hit maybe a rep or 2 from each hash and only hit, so hit 10 to 12 with your operation if possible. But, yeah, don't go out there and overkick. Jog around, get your muscles moving. What is your favorite Bible verse? Philippians 4:1-3, just because my best friend who passed away growing up, that was his, and it always stuck with me. So I ride with that one still. Is two-step better for field goal better than a jab step and two-step? Is two-step better for field goal better than a jab step and two-step? It just depends. I mean, everybody's a little bit different. My preference is the jab, but I'm not opposed to the two-step either. It just kind of depends on your distance. One thing, there's certain things you got to look for. If you're two-stepping, make sure you're not too far from the ball where once you get to the ball, you're not bringing your momentum out, that you can bring it through. But me personally, I'm a jab guy. I like the jab, but like I said, I'm not opposed to the two-step. It's just kind of what you got going on. Kid just got an offer from Stanford, just got an offer from a Twitter video of a game winner. Not sure what you mean, loaded gun. The kid who got an offer from Stanford just hit a game winner, I'm guessing. Not 100% following you there, but I think that's what you mean. Do you have any good workouts for leg speed? Jonathan, what's up, man? What's up, Emmanuel? I see you, buddy. Pool workouts I'm huge on. I think the more you can get in the pool, I have my guys sit on their butt on the steps, do flutter kicks back and forth for 30 seconds, 4 sets of 30 seconds hard. You can run the shallow end of the pool. I think resistance is great, and band work's great, but I'm a big fan of the pool, swinging your leg with that resistance and being light on the body where it's not overdoing it. So maybe hop in the pool, get some leg swings in there. Stand on the side, swing your kick inside, go to your opposite, swing that as well. But pool workouts. Do some flutter kicks sitting on the pool. I think it'll be beneficial for you. Ivan, what's up, man? What do you think a good total op time for a full punt rep should consist of? Snap to kick. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not the punting guru, but I would say probably 2.1. You're a punter. What do you think? I think 2.1 is probably, your snap's going to be roughly what, 0.8 to a second, depending on what level you're at. That gives the punter about what, a 1-2 get off, 1-1 get off. And if I'm wrong, please let me throw the correction in there. But Ivan, I think 2-1 would probably be efficient. Let me know if I'm wrong there. Pedro, what's up, buddy? Grant McKinnis, what's up, man? I want to hear the wise words of Bailey Kate. Bailey Kate. I love Bailey. Oh, yeah. Egan coached me in high school when I was a youngin'. Talked trash to me about wearing long sleeves when it was 65 degrees. Yeah, man, I played at Western Illinois for a season. So, I grew up in Alabama. And so I didn't know what cold was, so I went to Illinois and went through a year there. That's a whole different level. Bring Panda in. Brady Peterson 06. I've been to Ray Guy kicking camp, and I've been invited to the top prospect camp, and all their camps are sold out. So you guys offer camps near Washington State before July? Question. Really needed. I don't think we have anything in Washington State. I know we have some guys in California. That might be your quickest option there, but in Washington State, I don't personally know. There's probably some great coaches out there, but I just don't personally know of them. What are some workouts to work on the muscles that will help you get the power distance on kicking, get like Jay? Core strength, man. I'm a big believer in that. I think a lot of our power comes from our core and our we're very explosive movement. So any explosive movements you can do, preferably one leg explosion. That way you're working on your plant foot and, exploding off that. I think we're great. Running stadiums, it's old school, but you can't go wrong with it. Stadiums are great. But I would really work on your core, your flexibility and your core muscles a lot. I mean, you can never do too many abs. I would work on your core a lot. Any explosive movement, run some stadiums. Hey, Coach, we at camp. I want to see some of our kickers and punter. Let's see. Gunner said he's at camp right now. Let's see what he's got going on at camp. What's up, Coach? How we doing?
What's up, Coach?
How we doing? Coach Gunner Rayburn here. What's up, man?
What up, Coach? Got the gear.
Out there right now, y'all. Let's see what you got.
Come on, Dylan. Let's see what you got. We got Dylan Bort from Westgate. Let's see what you think, Coach.
He's been working out.
He's been working out. See, look, he's picking up, isn't he? He's picking up, huh?
Yeah. I'd say he definitely needs to keep his foot locked out a little more. Don't try to force the ball in there. Just strike through the ball. You don't get there and try to force it up. Keep your foot locked out, get leg locked, strike through that thing. All right. Other than that, you look good, man. Good. Good work there,
He
Coach.
said he looked good. All right, Peyton. Peyton Woodering's up, sophomore from Ascension High School.
Let's see what you got, Peyton.
All right, Peyton.
We got to get.
He swings a little cross.
Yeah. Swing to that left shoulder, Peyton. You're coming across hard. Don't swing to the left hip. Try to get up to the left shoulder, get that body through it a little more, all right?
He don't listen to me.
Oh, and just do some more drill work, man. You're good.
Drill work.
Good hit, Peyton.
He's good. Sophomore, coach. Sophomore.
And he's going to
All
be
right.
good. All right, brother. Good to see you, Gunner.
No, hey, one more.
One more. Here we go. Let's go.
Cam Domingue. What, junior, right? Yeah. Junior from St. Thomas More. All right, Cam.
Big kid. I like it.
Oh, he's big. Swing through it. See how he just punches? But look how high he gets that ball.
Yeah, definitely got to get them guys on a little more, get that muscle memory, get downfield. Dry reps. You got
dry. See, he's just punching. Yeah.
dry reps.
All right, dry reps. Drill work.
Get them through
All right,
that, coach.
Huh?
I said get them through that ball, coach.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you. All right, coach.
All right, guys, back live. Question for me and the kids. How do you keep the groin and hip flexor healthy when it starts swinging a bit mid-season? Keep your kick count in consideration. Make sure you're not overdoing it. You shouldn't be on the field hitting 40, 50 reps every day. I think that's kind of where it starts, but you're kind of in a situation where it's already there. So, take a couple of days off. Let's get in the ice bath a little bit. Let's not stretch it. Let's try to let them muscles just heal for 2 or 3 days and see what happens from there. And obviously, if it's a continual thing, maybe go get it looked at. Bill Smith, do I have any tattoos? Yes, I have 3 tattoos. Ivan 2.0. And so 2 seconds to 2.1 is the ideal. Thank you for clearing that up, Ivan, because you really are trying to fool me there. I know what you're doing. You know, punting is my specialty. Change. Any specific I should do in warm-ups practice other than just punting and kicking? Yeah. I was just telling the guys on Coach Rayburn's IG is dry reps are your best friend, man. You got to build that muscle memory. Think of something you do every day. Brushing your teeth. How many times do you think about brushing your teeth before you do it? You just get there, you put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, you wet it, depending on how you do it, and then you brush your teeth, right? So that's muscle memory just kicking in. We got to get to the point where our kicking's the same thing. And how do we build that muscle memory? The more we do it. Obviously, we don't want to hit too many reps. So that's what I'm saying. Dry runs are your best friend there. Build that muscle memory. Build that form you want based off going without the ball. Then to me, as you're working on stuff, every 5 dry runs you do, then hit a rep. Every 5 dry runs you do, hit a rep. Hit 2 reps. Just don't overdo it. J-Pod, what grade do you recommend emailing colleges and different coaches? I would start your junior year. Start the summer leading into your junior year. I'm not sure what you do personally, but obviously try to hit up some of these camps, some of these exposure camps and get your name on the radar. And obviously you got to do your job on Friday nights, and that'll speak for itself. But I would start the summer going into my junior season. I'd start getting in coaches' DMs and emails, just let them know you're interested. Obviously, I don't know if you're on earlier. Do your homework on the school. We obviously all want to run out of the tunnel with 100,000 people, but if that school's not offering a scholarship, don't waste your time or even offering a preferred walk-on. Just pretty much know what year you're coming out, see where the guys are on the teams you're looking at, and go from there. The Bo Keller, what do you think is the best way to improve football contact? Bag drill. I do a drill with some of my guys here. We have it's a blocking bag. It's a pretty light blocking bag. You obviously don't want something too heavy, but you strike that. Work on keeping your foot locked out through the bag and swinging through it. That's something I do personally. No steps are another good way. Like I said earlier, doing no steps gets a little bit tricky. There's a couple ways you can do them, but if you're doing them incorrectly, it could be more harm than it is good. So you just got to be careful with those. Kevin Kicks, hello. What's up, man? Okay, I just got some questions in the inbox. From Pedro. What's up, Pedro? How many days a week should you kick? Is it unhealthy to kick every day? I would say yes, it's unhealthy to kick every day. That's a lot on you, man. You got to think you're putting a lot of stress on your body. You're putting a lot of explosive movement together. And, your kick counts when you're training get to, 40, 50 reps. And if you multiply that by 7, you know the numbers there. I'm not really a math guy, but yeah, it could be. Definitely, I would say it's unhealthy. I would recommend kicking, during the season, 3 times a week plus game day, depending on what part of the season you're in. Sometimes 2 times a week in game day, so that'd just be 3 total. But in the off season, generally 3, 4 times a week. Just try to plan out your days where you're not doing leg day or something leading into a kicking day, or you just play it smart there. Jonathan T7 and Jonathan, any tips for beginners? Yeah, if we got a great tool in social media and YouTube. I would find some guys that on teams that you like and just study their film, kind of figure out what they're doing. If there's any local coaches where you live, try to get with them, try to get a foundation, start building a foundation. But the best way for me personally, I was a visual learner. I was fortunate enough to be around a lot of high-level guys when I was training, so I had that visual on hand. But you got the internet. It's the day of the internet, so hop on the internet, Google some kickers, Google some kicking camps, and just kind of watch some film. Primetime kicker, what is the key to the perfect field goal? I don't really know if there is the perfect field goal. Obviously, you got to have a great operation. It starts with your snapper. Then your holder, and then you got to do your job as well. I think 3 points is 3 points. So if it goes through and the points in the game, it counts as 3 points, I think you should be good. So the perfect field goal is the made field goal. I'm in the middle of my junior season. Is it too late to do what you said? What do you mean by that, J-Pod? No, it's not too. If you're talking about getting in coaches, it's never too late to get in coaches' inboxes or DMs. Sorry, guys, my dog's going crazy. He likes to be the star of the show. But yeah, it's never too late. Never too late. Get like Jay. Is there any way I could get your Instagram? I got a couple questions. Would love to pick your brain. I promise I won't blow you up. Oh, you're good. Get like Jay. It's at one-on-one kicking _TX. So one-on-one kicking _TX. Fire away some more questions, guys. I've asked a bunch of good ones so far. Let's see what else you got. Jake, what's up, buddy? Miss you, man. Hope you're doing well. You need to come see me soon, too, Jake. I know you got that kicker in you still. Kenny Doak, two soccer cleats or one football and one soccer? Me, I'm old school. I went 2 soccer. I see a lot of guys more and more doing the football and the soccer. It's really personal preference. Either one, I'm cool with. I don't really. Hey, whatever floats your boat. Obviously, if you're superstitious and like what you're doing, keep it. But if not, roll. Personal preference there. Jonathan Hassett, what's my favorite cleat? I wore the F50s in college. We were Adidas at Mississippi State. I really enjoyed the F50. They're obviously made. This was 10 years ago, so they're made differently now. But the F50 was great for me. It's kind of like the vapor of the Nike. Lightweight, thin skin. I like to feel the ball off my foot. Pedro says one football cleat, one soccer cleat. You just started doing that, Pedro, so you can't ride it too much. But I do agree with you. If you like it, you like it. But yeah, my favorite cleat was the F50 in high school. I wore the Nike legend tempos or tempo legends. Personal preference, once again, man. Whatever. I always like feeling the ball with my foot a little more, so I wore a little lighter cleat. I try to stay away from kangaroo leather. Kyle Cole, when are you coming back out here to Bama? I'll be back out Thanksgiving week to see my family in Prattville. Hopefully we can link up. I know you're over there at Troy, Kyle. I hope you're killing it and doing great, buddy. But look forward to seeing you. I'll be back in town Thanksgiving week and then a week for Christmas as well. Gunner, you're so nice, buddy. How often should we post on Twitter from Jonathan? The more the better, right? To me, it's just I'd rather you annoy me. I'd rather be annoyed by seeing you post film every day than me have to look for your film and never see your film. So the more the better there. I tell my guys, hey, every 10 days we need like a live operation, a workout tape to post, but once a week, twice a week, heck, 5-6 times a week, it doesn't matter. The more the better. But make sure the reps you're posting are quality. I would try to post more live operation reps than just kicking off the sticks. Kind of the way the game's rolling now is coaches know kids got big legs now, but they want to see a lot of snap hole kicks done. So try to do that at least once a week, once every 2 weeks, and post it out there for sure, and start adding some coaches and getting their DMs. So a lot of the guys are Pedro and Gunner are saying that the Nike Tempo is the best, hands down. Hey, I loved them when I wore them. Heck, I won 2 state championships in them. It's hard for me to be mad about them, right? But in college, we went to Adidas, so I had no choice. But now I'm all Adidas, so I like Adidas. I appreciate it, Jay. Yeah, anybody that wants to sign up, I'd love to help them. You should come down to Chatsworth, Georgia, North Murray High School. Hey, I'd love to, man. How far is that from so my high school head coach, my senior year, just took the job at maybe it's Valdosta. It's a big program in Georgia. So I'll go see him hopefully soon, and if it's not far, maybe we can link up and get a session in. Let's see what Dicker the Kicker's got going on. Let's see if he wants to join in. There you go. Y'all gonna laugh, but I rock with a new. What's up, Cam?
What up?
What you got going, man?
Not much, just chilling.
You just finishing up practice. We're killing it on IG Live right now. Killing it.
I can see.
We've had questions left and right. They've been great.
Killing it.
How was practice?
Good. Pretty chill.
Did we have a good performance today at practice?
Yeah, great one. Great day.
So,
had some nice wind, a nice 52 just to cap it off.
Hey, not too shabby there.
Simple, yeah.
Hey, so I want to ask you a couple of the questions. Maybe you can give some feedback, guys, too. One, we got a debate going on right now about the cleats. What is best?
Tempo.
One football cleat and one kicking cleat, 2 kicking cleat. And what cleat's the best? Is the Tempo the best? Or what cleat do you think is the best, Cam? And do you go 2 soccer cleats or 1 football and 1 soccer?
I do 2 soccer, and the Tiempos are my personal faves. But I did, my ankle got hurt in high school at one point, so I had to wear a football cleat. It was a little more stable, but now 2 soccer cleats unless you have ankle problems.
I remember when you wore the cleat in high school for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a Tempo guy. How many pairs of Tempos do you have in your locker? I know y'all got a sweet locker room at Texas, so how many do you have?
I keep 2 at my locker, 4 at home.
So you got a size 9.5 for Coach Egan. Maybe he can show y'all what's up here in a couple weeks.
I tried to.
You got to
get a little
stretch and stuff first. You
can grow your feet out to a 10.5, and then we got you.
Okay, yeah, I can just wear 2 pairs of socks. I can make that happen. I'm getting old.
3 pairs.
I don't know if I got another question for you, Cam. Just kind of question that we've got today is about your warm-up routine, about not over-kicking, and what do you do on the sideline where you don't over-kick and you stay loose?
Pre-game, kind of like I would at practice. I get out there pretty early, like before the 90-minute even starts now, just because we have the full field then,
Yeah.
and hit 10 to 15 balls probably each side, and then hit a couple kickoffs, maybe 2, 3 each direction, just feel good. And then just kind of try to stay loose while we do all the team stuff, pre-practice and everything. And then during the game, I only really kick once the offense kind of starts to get close to 50 or gets across.
Do you do my recommendation was like if you have a bike, on the sideline, maybe hop on the bike. So when your offense doesn't have the ball, say the other offense has a long
Yeah.
drive, do you hop on the bike, or are you one of them guys that are in the net a lot, hitting a lot of reps in the net, or are you more just doing some dry reps on the sideline, staying loose?
In high school, I was on the bike quite a bit just to keep moving.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I've gotten pretty used to just standing around and just waiting,
Yeah.
and then just like staying stretching, making sure I stay loose. But most of the time, I'm like tossing to our punter, Ryan, who likes to punt a lot. So
So that keeps you busy.
yeah, it keeps me busy, just hanging out on the sideline, having a good time.
Yeah. So I got one more question for you, Cam, that
Yeah,
on the mental side of things, okay?
yeah.
Going into a game, where's your mindset at? Are you calm? Are you one of the guys that likes to get hyped up? Or are you more like, I know you personally, you're a pretty chill guy, but
Yeah.
on game day, right? What is your game day routine to kind of keep your mind at ease? Because you've had some big performances in some big games, obviously, especially early in your career. What do you like doing pre-game to keep your head kind of in a namaste?
Um, I'm usually pretty like mellow. I don't get too hyped up, so leaving the hotel, I don't really listen to music much, so I'm pretty quiet on the bus, just on my phone a little bit. Most of the time, just looking out. Most times, new places, so you're checking out some new places, kind of looking around.
Yeah.
But then getting to the stadium, I'm an in and out kind of guy. I get in there, change, and get out as quick as I can, and
Yeah,
then
we saw a picture of you kind of coming undressed and y'all's little walk there. So you trying
yeah,
to
I'm a quick changer. I get in there prepared, and then so get in and out, and then out on the field, take it in a little, throw the ball around, just kind of like get used to wherever we are,
yeah.
and then just start kicking from there. Yeah.
So are you see me personally, I always went on the field in like my game pants, but I was in like a hoodie or a warm up top.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't helmet and shoulder pad yet. What point do you go, all right, let me get back in the locker room, get my shells on and get live op?
Um, we bring that out with us in warm up, so I go out there probably like 2 hours before the game starts, which is pretty early, but like it's the time when the field's
Yeah.
open. And now with the new rules at the 90-minute, you aren't allowed to go across the other side and kick on their side anymore, so that kind of sucks. So I get out there very early. I warm up on their side, then come back, kick on our side, hit the kickoffs I need to. I hang out probably about 15 minutes, and then I put on my stuff outside on the field, and then we go through full ops with the holder and snapper, obviously, and then go back into the locker room, and then from there you come out with the team one more time. They go through everything. I hit one field goal with the team, and then go back in the locker room, and then it's game time.
Best time there is game time, right?
Of course, of course.
Oh man, let's see if I got one more question, a common question on for you. All right. Obviously, let's ask one for the Texas fans on here. Biggest kick you've had at Texas so far? Do we even need a? Is that even a question?
Yeah, definitely the OU one.
Earthquake,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I thought you were going to get another one this year. I was hoping
I
it comes
know.
down to you. A question from Johnny Hecker here, Cam. What's your best mental game tip?
Mental game tip.
Yeah.
Um, go in there kind of positive with if you like to have something in your mind. So like I know in high school I like to kind of have like one thing to remember as I'm going through the rep. So either kind of don't rush through it, slow down, make sure you're getting downfield or something. But now I kind of try to go out there with a blank mind and just block everything out. So finding what's best for you, like if you're someone who needs to talk to yourself before going out there, doing that if you're just someone who like lets your body take over like I do, then just go out there and have confidence in yourself. I mean, I think mentally in the games, like you obviously aren't going to be perfect every game.
Yeah.
So understanding that and knowing that when you do make a mistake, like it's not an issue and like, oh, well, I just slipped up, like it's not a normal thing.
It's all about the next rep, right?
Mm-hmm. Always think about the next one. Like make or miss, like you hit a big field goal, it's like cool, but you don't get too hyped about it in the like you get happy in the moment, and then as soon as like you kick off for the next play or something, it's done. Like you don't think about that till after the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously been some goats that come through the Texas kicking
Mm-hmm.
world. Who do you think's next in line after you stamp your feet on history there?
Man, I don't know. We haven't recruited anybody yet.
Kickers, y'all hear that?
Nobody's here right now. We got a couple. I think, yeah, Irwin's my grade. He'll be leaving soon with me. And then we have nobody else really behind us.
So Texas may be looking in a couple of years, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right on. Well, right on, Cam. I'll let you go about your day, brother. I appreciate you joining us.
Of course. Of course. All right. I'll see you later.
Okay.
See you soon.
Yes, sir. Some good stuff from Cam Dicker there, guys. Oh, Hayes McCannon. Yeah, Hayes is a stud. Him and Nathan both, man. Man, Lake Travis, they got a great thing going, man. They guy after guy seem to be doing the right thing there. Yeah, good stuff there, Cam. Appreciate the output there. Seem to be taking well. Yeah, guys, let's wrap it up here in like the next 5 minutes. So if you got any more questions or whatnot, let's get those going. If you like the hoodies, we got merch dropping next week. One-on-one Texas. We got some hats too. If you like it, holla at your boy. We got training this weekend. Any people here in Texas that are in the Austin area, we got training from 10 to 12 Sunday at Faith Academy in Marble Falls. Then we'll be back here in Dallas from 4:15 to 6:15 at Hayes Middle School. Anybody new that hasn't came to a session yet, hop on the website and register for a free session and come join us. Michael, any camps in Illinois? We do not. We have I'm not sure how far you are from Kentucky. We have guys in Kentucky, so that's big. If you can get down to Kentucky, we got some great coaches down there. Austin McGinnis, obviously he just signed with the LA Rams, so go Rams. He's out there with Hecker. Hopefully he'll be able to take over that job soon. I think he belongs there. But Coach Sam Hayworth now is running our Kentucky division. He's a great coach. He played at Western Kentucky, so try to link up with him if it's not too far and try to get some work in. Or if you ever want to fly out to any of our other divisions, we'd be more than happy to have you. Need the Louisiana hoodies, Coach. My kids want them. Man, I'm getting them made for you. I promise. You just we've talked. We're going to get those done for you. So training, does it matter how far you can kick starting off, get like Jay? Nah, Jay, just understand, look, you're doing something different that you're probably not used to doing. So you're not going to, be what you want to be yet. You understand you're going to get a little worse where you get better. You're building right now. You got to build the foundation to put the roof on, right? And obviously you see the ceiling you want to achieve. So keep that ceiling in mind. But, take it step by step, just try to get better one rep at a time, one day at a time. Do something every day to get yourself better. But Buzz, what's up, Buzz? Come to camp Sunday, Buzz. What's your go-to pregame song? I tell you, when I'm in the hype, then guys, you gotta think I'm old school now. So when I was like in the hype of the stuff, I like the "Put On" by Young Jeezy and Kanye, like leading up, heading to the stadium, the whole hype. And then as we're in the locker room, I was a little more Namaste, like Zach Brown Band and Tom Petty. Just things that kind of good vibes, good mindset, not too much, but just a very upbeat Jack Johnson. Meet Virginia Train, all that good stuff. I don't even know if you'd know what that is, Buzz. Cam, Deming, what up, Cam? Any drills to start using core more? I'm all leg and it hurts my groin. Send me some film at one-on-one kicking Texas, or at one-on-one kicking _ Texas, and let me look and see what you got going on there, and I could probably give you a little more. But yeah, any core movement you can do. I mean, start just doing. YouTube ab workouts and do those every day and get that core strong. And then it's probably not that you have a necessarily weak core, but you're not getting your body involved in your kick. So it's just really affecting all that. Jonathan, for the free one-on-one session, do you have to be a new kicker? No. You just somebody who's never been to that location or trained, and just sign up for it and go out there and let's go get better, right? That's all it's about. That's one thing we pride ourselves on, guys. We're just a bunch of guys out there trying to get better together and get better as a unit. Get like Jay. With training with your program, does it matter to how far as players' range is? No, absolutely not. My goal as a coach is to help you achieve your goal. So we'll get there together. I don't care where you start. It's about where we finish. What are good exercises I can do or John? Yeah. What's up, John? Sorry, buddy. I messed up your name there. What are good exercises I can do outside the gym in order to prepare for Cole's Southern Showcase? When is the showcase? Is it coming up? Is it quick up on you? Or you got a little time there? I was always a big fan of running the stadium. At least like even during the season, I try to hit the stadium once a week on a Monday, especially if you're a high school guy, and just get it out the way and get that leg movement. I would definitely say stadiums, any explosive movement, a lot of band work. If you can get in a pool will be a little less resistance. If the camp's coming up close, so you won't be a sore getting that pool and really work. Jordan Stout, what's up, man? Nittany Lion Goat there. Jay Scotty, what's up, Jacob? How many kicks do you recommend pregame? It's kind of like a personal thing. Me personally, I get out there. Let's see. I think I hit 5 extra points just because those we can't miss those, right? That's you don't miss those. So I hit like 5 extra points, and then I hit 2 off each hash. I try to get to about 24 reps, field goal wise, in my warm up, and then I go hit 4 kickoffs, 2 each way. And then I'd be kind of good because you're kind of got to condition yourself to get through the next 3.5, 4 hours. So definitely don't want to overdo it, Scotty. So I would say 24, and that might even be pushing it a little bit. What's up, Kyle? I'm a punter at a D2 school, and I don't know how to say that, in Michigan. Wondering if you guys do anything up here. I do not think we have a Michigan location. Unfortunately, I think the closest one to you would either be New York, New Jersey. I'm not very good with where that's at based off, or Kentucky. Those might be the 2 closest to you. January 2nd is the showcase. So yeah, you got time there, brother. I would be killing it in the weight room. I'd be killing it in the stadium runs. I'd just be grinding, bro. Make sure you're doing your sit-ups, build that core strength, build that explosion, and because you got time. So build that up and go out there and dominate and have a great performance. Do you train someone who is not in school? Absolutely. If you want to get better, that's what we're here for. It's you don't have to be a D1 kicker or go to a big high school. If you inspire to be a specialist, we inspire to help you out. So, don't let any restraint you have going on right now hold you back from what you're trying to get to. So if you want to train, let's get it. B Obs, what up, B Obs? What's the hardest bad habit to break in a kicker? Well, kind of one we're trying to break in with you, B. Brandon's a former first-round draft soccer player, played in the MLS for 2 years. Bad habits to break, I would say coming at your level is obviously we've been working and we got to finish through the ball, as that soccer style, especially you that, you achieved the highest level of playing soccer. You built that muscle memory for all them years of coming around the ball. So obviously like we do that bag drill with you is getting you through the ball. I would say that element is getting people understand how to get through the ball is one of the more difficult things that you gotta kind of maneuver around, breaking that real bad habit, because a lot of us come from like soccer background. So I think getting through the ball is key, and I think you know that too. Pedro, what's do you think core workouts are more beneficial over leg workouts? Uh, I mean, no. I mean, I don't really know the correct answer. I think they're both great. So I don't know if one outweighs the other. But I would definitely try to do both. I think core, ultimately, we're going to, use our core a lot more in day-to-day life, and a lot more. Our core helps us stay stable throughout our body. So core is very important. But also having a strong leg is too. What's the most beneficial workout for explosion? What's up, Alex? Go back to old school. I run a lot of stadiums when I was training. A lot of pool workouts. If I was you, I would get with your strength coach at your school or one of your coaches, and tell them the goal you're trying to achieve. Hey, coach, I really need to focus on my explosive workouts here. I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z, and get on the same page with him. That way, he can help guide you there too. But I was always, like I said, a huge fan of running stadiums, building that explosion, running hills, anything resistance on your legs, squat jumps, you know what I'm saying, broad jumps, anything explosive is always great. What's up, Matt? Tips for new kickers. Yeah, hey, find your favorite kicker, watch film religiously on them, and kind of learn a foundation and a base. Try to get with a local coach or get with a coach and start building a foundation, and you start getting you heading in the right direction. But main thing, if you're new to the kicking thing, I would follow all the social medias you can of people kicking. That way you're seeing a lot of that coming across your feed, where you're getting a lot of visuals and you can take notes from every visual you see. And but yeah, that's what I would do. I would follow a bunch of kicking pages. I would YouTube my favorite kickers, and I would just watch film of them, and I'd find somebody to start helping me out. Caden, is a field goal in a game from 37 yards as freshman good or bad? That's great, buddy. That's awesome, man. That is, 37 yards as a freshman. Not many coaches give their kicker 37-yard attempts as a freshman. So that says a lot about you and what you're doing, and says a lot about the coach believing in you based off what you're doing. What location do you have in Virginia? I'm located in Virginia Beach, and how do I go about training? So I think our Virginia training is in Charlotte or Charlottesville. You'll probably have to double check the website to be 100% honest. But yeah, go to the website, go into the location. I think it's Charlottesville or I'm not 100% sure the exact location, but it's in VA. Register for a free session, and the coach at that location will get the information that you typed in and filled out, and he'll contact you about getting you to the next training session that you can make it to, and get out there and grind with them. Greenberg, what is best to do to benefit for getting better hang time? Greenberg, me personally, like I was telling somebody earlier, I'm not a punting guy. Me personally, I focus more on kicking. We have a lot of great punting coaches. Getting their DMs, probably ask them a little more specific questions about punting. But I would say a lot of things kind of goes back to your steps. You don't want to overstride your float and your drops, everything on punting. I wish you'd have been on here a couple of minutes ago. Johnny Hecker was on here. That'd have been a great question. He probably could have helped you answer. He seems to got it figured out pretty well. Pedro said, I'm asking because I do mostly leg work. Yeah, Pedro, get your core involved, bro. You got a strong leg. You got a fast leg. I'm saying that because I personally know you. But yeah, let's get your core stronger. Hey, what is it? It takes you 10 minutes to do 250 abs. Why not knock that out in the morning or at night? You know what I'm saying? You got 10 minutes throughout your day. Do it. Just find a way to get some extra work in there. Explosive core / hip focus exercises are great. Yep, they are, Christian. I agree. Jack, what's up, Jack? When you kick, should your hips be towards the uprights when you swing? I'm a little confused what you mean by that, buddy. But yeah, you generally want to get your hips squared up at your target upon contact. If I'm answering that right based off your question, hopefully I am. Hey Jen Aubrey, what's something you wish you knew when you were kicking? I knew you'd have a tough question for me, Jen. What did I wish I knew? Uh, is don't be my own worst enemy. We play a position when it's all eyes on you in the biggest moments of the game, or whenever you're on the field, you generally have everybody in the stadium's attention, whether that's kicking a field goal, extra point, or kicking off. Is just to believe in myself more. Don't make it more than what it is. This is a rep I've hit a million times, whether it's 100,000 people in the stands or whether we're at the field and it's just you and me kicking. Is to believe in myself a little more, get out of my way, and just trust what I'm doing and go out there and roll with it. So I guess to answer your question, Jen, the mental mindset is something I wish I'd have focused on a little bit more. I felt like I did a lot what I physically was needing to do, but the mental game's huge in kicking. Grayson Barnett said the link is in the bio to find your closest location, guys. If you're looking for a location, go to this main page we're on here, and the link to our website's in the bio, and it'll guide you to your nearest location. Ethan Barnett, any tips on how to get your balls turning over consistently on punt, more consistently? Once again, Ethan, I'm not a punting guy myself. We have a bunch of great punting coaches throughout our company. Maybe get in their DMs, shoot them some film, and kind of figure out that. But I would say kind of the bread and butter of the whole situation is the steps and the drop and the float. So something's probably going on in that neck of the woods that might be affecting your outcome. But like I said, shoot some film over to one of our coaches and see what you got. Will Reichard, what's up, brother? Big season you've been having so far, man. Killing it. Keep killing it. What's one thing you wish you did more of when you were playing? Me personally is probably playing. No, seriously. Enjoying the moment, guys. I mean, this comes and goes as fast. Life happens really fast upon all of us. And, you don't really realize it when you're in that moment. It just seems kind of what you do. But in a couple of years, it goes by pretty quickly. So just being in that moment, living in that moment, loving that moment, embracing that moment. I wish I'd have held on to that a little more instead of just going, seeing everything day to day. And I wish I'd have just embraced everything a little more. And if that answers what you're asking, Will. Will's been killing it, guys. 6 for 6 at Bama right now. Dominating. Proud of you. Will's the guy who started training with us at 7 or 8 years old. I was in high school. I was like 15 or 16 when Will came, so he's came a long way. We're very proud of him. I'm 5'4". I see a lot of kickers are tall. Is my height a problem? Well, not really. Cairo Santos was Cairo's like 5'8", 5'9". So it's all about, getting your body through the ball. Like, it doesn't necessarily matter how tall you are. It's about, are you getting your body through the ball? Are you generating the power you need to do to get through the ball through your target? So don't let your height discourage you. Let's just find a way to make it work. We got any more questions, guys? Let's see. I got some in the inbox. Pedro, how many people currently train with one-on-one kicking that are in the NFL? Well, there's, I don't know, 6 to 10 roughly. I mean, I know we've put our hands on a lot of people. I don't necessarily like the whole claim part of that, like claiming an athlete, because I believe everybody's an individual and we're just kind of along on their journey to help them get to where they're going. But I would say there's probably 10 guys in the NFL now currently that we've had our hands on at some point, that we've helped out in some type of way. Another question from Will here: what was your mindset going in the game? Go ball out, baby. No, we addressed this a little earlier, Will. It's just being in a namaste, not too high, not too low. don't let the emotions affect the outcome of what's about to happen. I know you got Coach Saban there at Bama, so he probably preaches that a lot. But my mindset was this: I'm prepared for this moment. I've spent my whole life preparing for this moment, and I got to believe, man. I got to go out there and just be in a great mindset where I'm focused, but I'm not overly focused, and I'm loose, but I'm not overly loose. I'm out there just enjoying that moment and embracing it, and knowing that I've prepared myself to the full extent to perform at the highest of levels. And I mean, you know this better than anybody. I mean, you get to play in front of big crowds, man. There's nothing more satisfying than going out there and showcasing to the world what you put in behind closed doors so long, and so much hard work that you put in. It's no better feeling than getting to showcase that to the world. Jen Aubrey, rumor has it you're a pilot. Is it more difficult to land a plane or your plant foot? Well, I think that would be dependent on who you are. Yes, I am a pilot. I've flown a four-seater jet before, so I make sure all the pilots know I'm a pilot too. But I would say for your husband, landing his plant foot's a little more difficult, but I might just be a G at landing planes too, so I don't know. If that answers your question, Jen. Me landing the plane, no problem. What is the I'm not 100% how to say your name, and I don't want to pronounce it wrong, so I apologize in advance. What's the longest distance you have kicked? In a game, 52. In practice, just kind of off like the sticks. I think 64, 65 was my longest. But once again, not very realistic without the operation there. I would say live operation, 58 was probably about my peak, where if coach asked me to hit a 60, would I tell him no? Absolutely not. But I would feel a lot more comfortable probably at 58 in a live operation setting. So hopefully that answers. But yeah, 52 was my longest in a game. That was actually in high school too, not in college. In college, I think it was 47 was long. But live operation and practice, probably 58, I think would probably have been my peak there. Let's wrap it up with some last questions here, guys. Let's do 3 more minutes. Let's go to 7:15 to 7:12 now. So if you got any last questions, let's knock those out, and let's go about our day and eat some dinner. My pup here is hungry. He's sitting behind me chilling. Lucky, you want to get on IG Live and answer some questions? I don't think he's very interested. Bill Smith, are you gay? No, but I'm not. Any last minute questions, guys, before we wrap it up? Jack, I wish I could train with you guys, but I'm in Massachusetts, and the closest to me is Long Island, which is too far. That's unfortunate, Jack. We have a great summer training program. If you know you're off in the summers, maybe you can get down to Birmingham, Alabama, or out here in Dallas, and for a week or so, and come train at one of our spring break or summer trainings. Maybe that might be your best option there if there's not a good year-round location near you. But on a better note, I have a great friend in Situate, Mass. I'm not sure where you are opposed to Situate, Massachusetts. So I spent some time there, so maybe we can link up when I'm there. Tips for staying calm in a big moment. Evan, tell Lucky I said hi. He misses you, Evan. Come see him, he said. I'll let him know. Matt said tips for staying calm in big moments. Breathe, man. Don't forget to breathe. You know, a lot of times we let the moment take advantage of itself and rush by. Slow it down. How do you slow it down? Control your breathing. Bring everything down to your level, right? Slow your breathing down. Bring the whole world that's going fast down to your level. And just go believe in yourself. Go rock and roll, man. I mean, you've done it a million times. So go out there, believe in yourself, control your breathing, and visualize. I was a big fan of like visualizing. I mean, not necessarily during the game, but before the game, is visualizing those great outcomes, visualizing the snap to the holder catching it to me putting it right through the uprights. Just kind of see yourself doing it first. Control your breathing, believe in yourself, and go out there and rock it. Kenny Doak said, Jack, hit up North one-on-one kicking Northeast. Yeah, you should. That's where Kenny trained, Jack. I know you said it's far from you, but try to get with him if you can. Coach Luke Gaddis is up there. He's a great coach. He's put out some studs up there. So if you can get with him, if not, like I said, try to get with him or one of us on spring break or summertime. Pedro said, when I breathe before I kick, you flame me. That's because you sound like you're a hog. You're huffing and puffing. Not controlled breathing. I'm talking about controlling your breathing, Pedro. You know what I mean. It's okay to let the big breath out. That's what you're more doing, but you sound like a freaking rhinoceros. All right, guys. With 7:16, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope y'all have a great night. Like I said, go to oneononekicking.com. Find your closest location to you. Try to get with us. We have a great summer training program, great spring break training program. Try to contact coaches closest to you. And guys, if you want to send some film, one-on-one-kicking_TX is my Instagram. Send me some film. I'd love to check it out and get back to y'all. And once again, Texas guys, we got training this weekend. Austin, 10 to 12 at Faith Academy Sunday. Dallas, 4:15 to 6:15 at Hayes Middle School on Sunday. Peace out, guys.